Good afternoon, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana Weather. Thanks for logging on to this quick forecast update. Severe weather still possible tomorrow, but we got some evening rain to deal with before we get there, and we'll talk about that in a second. We're sponsored today by Welps Farm and Greenhouse, located in Birdseye, Indiana. You can visit them on the web, welpsfarmandgreenhouse.com. 7907 East State Road 64 in Birdseye. 326-2709 is your phone number if you need anything at all for your garden or lawn seed. Folks, anything outdoor related, they can help you with it. Give them a call. Tell them Southern Indiana Weather sent you. WelpsFarmandGreenhouse.com. All right. There's some rain headed our way today. We've made it up to the low 60s already, but as I sort of just put this at the stop, let me take the temperature data off here. Clouds starting to pour into the area a little bit. This rain will move our way eventually as we take a look at the HERM model, which is our highest res short-term model. There you can see that rain moving towards us. And say 7, 8 o'clock tonight, we'll get some spotty showers start to pop in here. It doesn't look like a deluge happens, at least during the early overnight hours. By the time tomorrow morning hits, that will be a much different story. In fact, as we take a look at the high-res NAM future radar, there you can see that. There it comes for late hours tonight, just some small stuff. But, we stay partly dry, partly some rain in the area overnight. But then watch this, some heavy rain develops by the time we're at 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Pretty much everybody getting in on the rain. It develops a nice little clear area on the back side of that low for the afternoon hours, and then of course if anything does fire severe tomorrow, that's when it would be during these afternoon hours. Notice here by tomorrow afternoon we're starting to develop, according to the high-res NAM, some little individual cells. That's what we would be wanting to watch out tomorrow. Tomorrow's not going to be a squall line type of event. It's going to be what we call a supercell mode, so very large hail could be possible, strong gusty winds could be possible, even some tornadoes, and some could be strong in the areas that do get severe weather. But let me just show you. Here is the trick. And as I just finish this out, you can see it quickly fades after sunset. But here's the trick. Let me just show you the temperature gradient tomorrow. Who's going to get severe weather and who won't? Well, see, the problem is we're going to have, as I showed last night in my video, got a warm front bisecting the area. And so really what you're going to have north of that warm front is just a nice cold pool of air. In fact, the temperatures north of the warm front will struggle to make it even to 60. May not even make it out of the 40s there in Bloomington. South of that warm front, you can see much warmer air, much more unstable air, and so the bottom line is that cold front, or excuse me, that warm front bisecting our area, storms will fire along that warm front and sort of ride along and south of that warm front. So if you're north of that warm front, you're probably not going to get any severe weather tomorrow. So places like, maybe Bedford and Bloomington, unless something changes, it looks like you're going to get missed on this one. Evansville, sort of right on the line with the way things are looking right now. And let me show you why. We'll look at our CAPE parameters, convective available potential energy. This is our instability product. And what I want you to notice, you don't have to understand the parameter, but just know this is a measure of instability in the atmosphere. Just notice the sharp cutoff. Decent severe weather parameters, decent energy for these storms, especially down in Kentucky. But as you push towards us, Evansville's kind of right on that line. And then as you push towards, say, the US 50 corridor, and just sort of cutting down into here, it sharply cuts off like that, folks. And some of us could get some severe weather. Some of us won't get any severe weather. And honestly, tomorrow, I'd love to be able to say, I know many of you have asked already, well, am I going to get severe weather in my backyard tomorrow? Folks, I can't tell you that right now. All I can say is there's a warm front going to bisect our area. There's a chance of severe weather south of the warm front. North of it, nothing's going to happen. We got to look and see where that warm front exactly sets up shop tomorrow, because that position is going to be everything, is that's what's going to fire those storms. So keep it tuned here to Southern Indiana Weather on Facebook, at Southern INWX on Twitter, and I'll provide updates throughout the day tomorrow. Best parameters do look south of us in Kentucky, in my opinion. And by the way, if we just take a look at the Storm Prediction Center, that's exactly what they've outlined, an enhanced risk for down to Kentucky. They've included an enhanced risk just for a very small portion of southwest Indiana. Slight risk a little bit further than that, and then marginal as you get more towards the north. Probabilistically, it looks like this. They've even hatched the enhanced risk area to indicate the potential for some very significant severe weather events, very large hail or strong tornadoes. But the bottom line is this may even need to be moved further south if the NAM is right, because if the high-res NAM is right, whenever you get this kind of a cutoff in the energy, north of that at all, there's just not going to be anything firing with that thunderstorm-wise, severe storm-wise. It'll fall apart if anything moves in there. The warm front, you can see, will be right here, and it'll pretty much, if that's the case, sort of take these storms into motion sort of like that. Right now, Kentucky and very far southwest Indiana looks to have the strongest effect on that. But we'll see. Lots can change. I'll update tomorrow morning as things come here. But For right now, folks, that's the way it stands. Go to southernindianaweather.com. You can always get your updated forecast. Those thunderstorms move in tonight. Not as cold by any means. We got down to the 30s this morning and even some patchy frost out there. We're not going to see that at all. 50s for our low tonight. 65 tomorrow. That'll be pushing it for some of you. If you're north of the warm front, you're not going to make that. South of the warm front, you might even make it into the 70s. So it's very hard to predict for this area with a median here for the Southern Indiana Weather Office and said 65. But again, we'll just have to take that one day at a time. Tomorrow I'll update that forecast a little bit more. Folks, that's it for this quick update. I'll have more on this tomorrow morning and, of course, continuing coverage throughout the day. If anything does fire, keep it tuned here to Southern Indiana Weather. We'll track those storms and keep you safe. I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite. Have a great night, folks. Stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow.